the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the Hales Corner Speedway Sim Racing Series. Cedar Lake this week, round number 6. DiscountShopTowels.com late models. Going to go first tonight. Normally we would see the B&H Builders Street Stocks kick off the show here. But tonight, special coming home party for these drivers. Cedar Lake, their official home track now, so they will kick things off with the late models and then bring in the street stocks to run behind. Joining me, as always, for the late model portion of the show, Zach Krieger in the channel. Zach, you here, buddy?
Yes, I am.
All right, man. You get a race last tonight. You don't have to go first and then come in here and join me.
I know, it's kind of nice. Feels very different, though, I will admit.
Yeah, it was a little different for me, too. Wasn't quite expecting all that. But this is already show number 5 on the Dirt Racing Network tonight, live over on the other part of the channel. Dominic Santina has the NDRA Bristol Nationals. Those guys, I think they're in the Pro Late Model right now as well. I know that race was in the feature. They were getting close to about halfway when we went live here. So they'll be wrapping that up. They'll be turning around and kicking right back off they have got another show to put on right behind that. I think Big Block Mods is what's going last, maybe. But not us, not here, not tonight. Going to have the Pro Late models. Got 22 drivers checked in for this one, and I see our man Andy Gross finally meandered his way down to the pits. And Joe got number 14 car in there, so we'll see what he can do in here tonight. Going to be an interesting one for sure. Guys getting in here and ripping it up. Getting the track in shape. We're looking into the pits right now. See Brees, Sobiek, Rundle, Duggar, several drivers in. Dean Burnt is in there. I get a look at Jason Enoch out here cutting some laps up. Got drivers joining TeamSpeak. I don't know who the user is, but you know what? Let's give them a tag anyway. Get them dropped into their respective channel down there so we can get this thing underway. Going to the opening ceremonies here in just a couple of minutes. I would say about 30 seconds here. We'll go to that. And we'll be ready to go to qualifying. Before we even get to qualifying, anybody you think can pick this one up tonight?
Well, I think there are definitely some big guys here who are really going to look to get it done. I think Cole Duggar, of course, has got to be one to watch. He is on a roll this year. Currently their points leader. I think other guys like Reed Rundle, you said Andy Gross, definitely our defending champion. He's going to be a factor. I think a lot of other guys here, I think definitely it's going to be a good show tonight.
All right. Well, hello, Mr. Hoskins. I see you in chat there. It is time for us to go trackside and get ready for our pre-race ceremonies.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, qualifying getting underway. Big thank you to Sam and Johnny Foley. Several drivers already rolling out onto track. The one car of J.J. Schilling on the screen. Watch these guys cut a few laps here. See who ends up with quick qualifier for the evening. Big bounce out of the one car going down into turn number one. There's a giant bump right there just as you turn off into that corner, and it will really get these cars moving around. Big bounce right there. Got the one car going around. JJ Schilling does post the number one time in qualifying currently, 13.669 seconds. So he comes out of turn four to complete his second timed lap. Just a tick slower. Not going to move him anywhere. He stays atop. Peter Brees second quickest. Going to watch the 011 of Cole Duggar just rolling on to the speedway.
But Brent goes to the top with a 13.617.
Yeah. This guy's moving all over the place right now. We'll see where Duggar comes out of here. Pretty good looking lap. He got in the throttle pretty quickly there, getting into turn 3. Cole Duggar,
Second.
13.643, position number 2. I think he clipped the wall there. This lap may not count for him. Looking through the list, trying to find the 14 car. Andy Gross way down here. Ninth quickest right now. Let's look a little further down the list. Where's the 43 car? 43 car, 5th quickest. Rundle your top 5 in qualifying. All 23 machines now have taken time.
Andy Gross still on the deck a bit, getting a little extra practice in.
He got in here late. I'm sure he could use plenty of practice laps.
Honestly, I think that's actually a strategy from Andy and from a few of these guys, because if you're getting a little late, using up the qualifying time, sort of do that, that's a great idea. I might have to do that in the next race.
I see that a lot. Guys stay out after they get their qualifying laps in and just keep running laps. I mean, it is good. As long as they're not resetting the track on you, you're getting some quality intel at least.
Yeah.
Gross takes it off into the pits. Just about a minute left in the session. Suspect we will have 3 heat races. 22 of these cars go to the feature tonight, so it's 1 going home.
The time runs and the driver meeting is underway. A lot of these guys are definitely being fast this week. I think it's about around a 2/10 gap from 1st to 20th. So definitely it's going to be a close race this night.
See how the track changes throughout the event. That will dictate where these guys are going to run and start to separate the milk from the cream. And we'll find out who comes to the front here as we get ready to go to heat race number 1. Divvy the drivers up. Looks like they are going to stick them in 3 heat races. So heat 3 heats, a consolation, and then our feature race. Drivers gridding out to the front stretch right here. Scarlet Car Wash starting lineup for heat race number 1. On the inside pole position, Drake Hartzell, the 35 car, and on his outside, going to be the Kierzik Electric LLC, a number 00 from Waukesha, Wisconsin, of Blake Johnson. Your second row on the inside, Discovered Up Car Wash Machine. That's a Black Flag Racing entry, 74 car. Peter Brees from Waterford, Wisconsin, on his outside, the 28 car. So Red Line Race Marketing. Checked Out Motorsports Machine. It's from Waterford, Wisconsin. It's Tony Brent. Your third row on the inside, the Brenner Brothers Racing. Number 46 from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, of John Brenner, on his outside, the 66 car of Jason Enoch. The fourth row inside, Nate Sievert, 22 machine, on his outside, the Black Flag Racing. Number 10 from West Dallas, Wisconsin, Tony Itzkowski. So 8 cars. 5 spots directly to the feature up for grabs.
This is going to be a great heat race. As the pace truck pulls up, we will get the green flag for the first heat of the night. And the 00, Blake Johnson got off to a great start, but the 135 Drake Hatzel is going to come back at him out of 2. They're going to go 3 wide for that second spot. There's going to be some contact. They're going to get sideways, and there's going to be even more, and that's going to get a few guys around. I think that was the 66 of Jason Enoch, I want to say, who ended up going around in the back.
Enoch ends up on the short end of that stick. All right, now got our eyes on the 28 of Tony Brent, slipped into third. Peter Brees. Brees been showing some speed. Been talking about him quite a bit lately. He goes to the point. Hartzell falls into second. Then Brent Johnson, Brunner, Ichkowski, Sievert, and Enoch a good distance back after he got the car righted and back underway after the lap 1 incident.
I know, talking about Peter Brees and him being up a lot, he has definitely been getting a lot of practice recently. He's definitely been finding some more speed. I know, talking to him, he has been, and knowing him personally, he is just getting at it. Definitely one to watch out for in this second half of the season. As we watch for this battle for second place, Tony Brent on the bottom, Drake Hatzel on top. Brent gonna get the position there off the straight. Tony Brent showing some speed tonight in this late model race.
Yeah, a little contact there between Brent and Hartzell. Hartzell ends up third. John Brunner, the 46 car, solidly hanging on to fourth, right in front of the 00 of Johnson. Blake Johnson, that is, who got a good start but then had a problem and fell back through the field. He is hanging on to the bubble spot currently. We come around this time, going to be 3 to go for Peter Brees when they come out of turn 4.
Indeed, they head down the backstretch. Brent might be there on Brees. This might be a fight for the lead. I don't think Peter Brees has this completely secured yet.
Now Brent trying to put some pressure. Going to have to move him off the line that time. Brees slides up just a little bit. Brent keeps it pinned to the bottom. White flag. They're going to be side by side through turns 1 and 2. Brees with a little bit of an advantage off the top side. Got a good run out of 2. Can he do the same out of 4? Heat 1 goes to Peter Brees. Tony Brent second. Drake Hartzell, John Brunner, and Blake Johnson will be our transfer cars. Ichkowski, Sievert, and Enoch will run in the B main.
That was a great finish to the first heat tonight.
If they're all like that, this is going to be a heck of a show. Heat 2 getting ready to grid out for us on the front stretch. We'll run through our Scribbledub car wash. Starting lineup going to be Brady Harshberger on the point with James Fletcher, the 75 car. That's the Brandon Hull Performance Motorsports Racing Inc. entry from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. Your row 2 on the inside, the Buddies Range Equipment TDC race team at number 43 from Oxford, Michigan, Reed Rundle. And on his outside, UDTV Brent Bates. Number 011 out of St. Louis, Missouri, Cole Duggar. Third row inside, the Skis Graphics, Brandon Hull Performance Motorsports Racing Incorporated, number 99 from Maryville, Wisconsin, Brandon Hull. And on his outside, the Pincala Auto Solutions, number 41 out of Oak Creek, Wisconsin, Ryan Fisher. And the fourth and final row for heat race number 2 on the inside, the CJR Pratatosa, number 64, Wauwatosa, Wisconsin's Randy Brunner. And on the outside in the 5 machine will be Colin Skinzalewski.
Just quickly going to pop in and say Brandy Hirschenberger has actually moved to the back. He was given an EOL penalty on his probation in the league, so it will be Reed Rundle who take the point and the pole. This is going to be dangerous, especially with Rundle and Duggar in here as they go green. Little bump in the back, but they're going to keep it straight. It's heading into turn 1.
Yeah, Rundle waited for the flagman to display the green laundry, took off, and now has the point going into 3 and 4. Fletcher falling in behind. It's too wide behind that. Hull and Duggar side by side. Now Fletcher gets out of shape. Oh, Duggar gets into him. A lot of contact. Everybody looking like they're going to keep him straight. But Cole Duggar ends up dropping back to 4th right now. Reed Rundle starting to pull away from these guys. It's Rundle, Fletcher, and Hull, your top 3.
That was some incredible driving by all of these guys to keep all of those cars straight after those touches. That got close, and I think they are going to start making the right. I think I heard some contact somewhere, but I think everybody is keeping it going as this pack here fighting for this 5th spot, this last transfer spot, has started to become a little intense.
Yeah, Fisher went around the outside of Brunner to take over the 5th spot right there. That's your bubble boy, that pink machine. Brunner not willing to give that up. Newcomer Harshbarger really putting the pressure on Brunner. They make contact. Brunner goes to the inside. Now the 7 car around the top side. We'll see if that opens up the door. Oh, door slammed, and now we may get, well, I don't guess they have cautions in the heat races in this series, so those two are going to sort it out amongst themselves. As Rundle comes around, he's going to get 3 to go this time out of turn 4. He is way out in front of these guys.
Definitely, the one to talk about is James Fletcher in that 75 car. He has had some great runs pretty recently. Definitely one to watch currently.
Yeah, since he joined the series a few weeks ago, 75 car has been pretty prominent about being in the broadcast at least, keeping himself up there battling for top 3s and top 5s. Right now, he's got to hold off a hard charge in Brandon Hall here in the 99. So we're coming around a white flag of this time by. One more lap to go in heat race number 2.
Oh, there's some contact. Coming to the white flag, Duggar and Brennan Hall got into it. Front of the flag stand, but I don't think that's going to do anything. Reed Rundle will exit turn 4 and take the checkered. Who's going to get that 3rd spot? It's going to go to Duggar.
Got Rundle, Fletcher, Hull, Duggar, Rundle, Fletcher, Duggar, Hull, Fisher are your top 5. So Brunner, Harshbarger, and Skinzalewski got to go to the B main. So we get ready to go through the starting lineup for heat race number 3. 7 cars scheduled to be in this one. Scrubbing up car wash starting lineup on the pole. The GB Restoration and Repair, number 77 from East Troy, Wisconsin, Sir Gary Budzine. And on his outside in the Shark RC Bodies Gross Racing, number 14 from Hartford, Wisconsin, Andy Gross. Your second row on the inside, the RLV Faster Motors VLR, number 23 out of Big Bend, Wisconsin, Nick Sobiak. To his outside, the B Hull Performance, Brandon Hull Performance Motorsports Racing Incorporated, number 1 from Greendale, Wisconsin, JJ Schilling. Third row inside, another B Hull Performance Machine, the 32 of Skylar Woods out of Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. And on his outside, the Buddies Racing Equipment I-41 Raceway, number 17 from Slinger, Wisconsin, Dean Burnt. Solo starter on the back row, the 117 of Jim Butcher. That's the purple, white, and green car back there. There's Gary Budzine off of the pole, and no, that's a 32. Why is the 32 so far? Why is Skylar Woods so far back? He get an EOL penalty?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so must be disciplinary action there.
Probably, I'm thinking, but Gary Budzine on the pole, which kind of happened a lot recently.
Green flag, green flag.
The green flag waves. Budzine and Gross sort of an even start. I think Gross got a little bit, but oh, there's going to be contact. Gross hard into the wall.
I was just getting ready to say, could Budzine outfox the 14 here and grab the lead? And I just have to say there's a way of doing everything. That's all I can say to that.
Gary Budzine's reflexes seem to have not kicked in there as he got into Andy Gross. He'll pull into the pits. Nothing against Gary Budzine, but I add. I think that is Gross might still be out on track. Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's a good distance behind. He's almost half a lap behind these guys. But Gary Budzine holding on to the lead. Now got a challenge out of the 23 of Nick Sobiak. Sobiak's working the inside. Budzine trying to go right through the middle. And JJ Schilling, that one car, trying to reel them both in or wait for the mistake. Not sure which is going to happen first, but these guys right at the halfway point. Final heat race for the Pro Late Models here. Gary Budzine started on the pole, has led all 5 laps. We'll see if he can hang on and pick up the win.
Nick Sobiak in that 23 machine. He is trying to take that to the front with his Carl Weezer from Jimmy Neutron right on that front of that car. He is pushing it. I think it's going to be Budzine and Sobiak. We're really going to fight for this lead. Like you said, I think JJ Schilling is definitely going to be there if something were to happen as they come to 3 to go.
Yeah, Budzine able to find something in the middle. Sobiak trying to work a lane lower, got the nose on the inside. That door got shut quickly. Schilling has been really trying to power into the corners, and it's hurt him a couple of times. He's put that right rear into the fence, up on the top, jumped up over the marbles. We're getting ready to be 1 to go here out of turns 3 and 4. Budzine really working hard to keep that 77 car in front as he passes underneath the starter's flag first.
as they're going to head down out of turn 3 and 4. There goes the move from Sobiak. Does it work out? Coming to the checkered flag? I don't think it will. Gary Budzine will take the victory in Heat 3.
Sobiak, Schilling, Woods, and Butcher will transfer the A main. Burnt and Gross. We're going to see Andy Gross in the B main. I think he's going to start fairly deep in our B main.
Definitely, and
I am absolutely incorrect about that. They have a huge invert. On this one. Gigantic invert on this one. So
I forgot these have an invert.
I didn't think that the B main had an invert, and I'll tell you what, that works out to that man's advantage. So Andy Gross finishes 7th in the third heat race. He starts on the pole in the B main. He's got Brady Harshbarger right beside him. Nate Sievert and Dean Burnt in row 2. Row 3, Randy Brunner and Tony Iskowski. Jason Enoch and Colin Skinzalewski will round out the 8-car field. So the king of the restarts got swatted in the third heat race at the start. Now gets the pole for the B main, and all I can say to these guys is you better find some speed. This guy's going to run away and hide from you quick.
Yeah, he is definitely going to be a danger here, but I think guys like Dean Burnt outside of him and that 64 and those 10, I think it's definitely going to be some other challengers for Andy Gross.
Well, nobody gets starts like that guy does. I don't know if any of the rest of these guys even think about it in this series, but I think that guy practices the starts. And nobody touches him when it comes to getting started. So we'll see it right here. We'll see how much of a gap he's got going into turn 1 as the pace truck accelerates away from the field.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is out. And there he is, a car and a half, 2 cars, make it almost 3 before we get to the middle of the corner. Brunner found his way underneath Burnt to take over the second spot. We're going to complete lap number 1 with the 14 of Andy Gross, the 64 of Randy Brunner, Dean Burnt, then Jason Enoch and Tony Iskowski side by side for 4th and 5th. 7 of these guys transferring. Go ahead.
Enoch went really low out of 3 and 4 last lap. He was much on the tires. He had slid up, and there was some contact there. I think everybody kept their cars relatively clean as they head now into lap 3 down the backstretch.
Yeah, battle shaping up for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th right here. Brunner, Itzkowski, Enoch, and Harsbarger. Harsbarger's using the top side. That 7 car had to go to the rear of the field. Probationary period driver now 3 wide out of 2. That's never going to work as you're going to bend plastic and sheet metal when the 2 outside guys come together and squeeze the new guy up. But Harsbarger able to hang on to it. Puts that 7 car in the 4th position. Itzkowski and then Sievert, the 22, and Enoch now sitting on the bubble, but Skinzalewski a good distance back in the 5 car. Andy Gross, like I said, 2.5 seconds after just about 5.5 laps. So that guy running away and hiding. So he's going to reach the halfway point long before anybody else.
Gross doing well to get, I think his luck turned around here at Cedar Lake. Of course, last season, the season finale, ended it on his roof. Still got the championship, but then in the first week, I think he also ended up on his roof. Ichkowski was really deep into Runner. Keep it straight, but Gross out to that lead, like you said, and I don't think there's much catching him, especially with Dean Burnt getting put under pressure from that 7 car.
Burnt's got something to focus on, and it ain't the back of the 14 car. I'm not even sure he can see that right now. 3.9 seconds out in front of him. Harsbarger, good run for the 7 car here. He has worked his way all the way to 2nd. He takes over the spot from Dean Burnt, 4 seconds behind Andy Gross. Not enough time to really show us much here. We'll see if he can close that gap down at all as Gross comes out of turn 4, and he is going to see the 2 to go signal.
Definitely, as they have all started to straighten out in single file. Well, like you said, that number 7 car has been on it, and I think he has almost gained a little time to Gross. From when he passed Burnt, it was about a 4.5 second gap. He's down to 3.9 seconds.
Yeah, so he was 2 tenths quicker the last lap. Yeah. We're coming to the checks. Gross is going to win the B main, and then Brady Harshberger is going to finish in second. He was quicker than your leader those last 3 laps. Then Dean Burnt, Randy Brunner, Tony Itzkowski, Nate Sievert, and Jason Enoch will go to our feature. Colin Skinzalewski, 5 car, going to be the only retiree for the evening. And these guys waste 0 time getting right to their stuff. So we will run down the Scribadub Car Wash starting lineup for our A main. 30 laps on the board. And they'll line up like this. The 46 of John Brunner on the pole. The 1 of J.J. Schilling will round out that row. The second row, the 011 of Cole Duggar. The 135 of Drake Hartzell. Nick Sobiek, the 23, and James Fletcher in the 75 in row number 3. Row 4, Tony Brent, the 28 car, and the 77 of Gary Budzine will start next to him. Your fifth row, Reed Rundle in the 43. The 74 of Peter Reese side by side. Then Brandon Hull in the 99, the 32 of Skylar Woods in row 6. Row 7, the 00 Blake Johnson, Ryan Fisher, the 41 on the outside. Inside row 8, the 117 of Jim Butcher. And on his outside, the man that won the B main, almost going away, Andy Gross in the 14. The ninth row, Brady Harshberger in the 7 car, the 64 of Randy Brunner. Then it'll be the 17 of Dean Burnt and the 10 of Tony Itzkowski in row number 10. And your final row will be Nate Sievert, the 22, and the 66 of Jason Enoch. Couple of cars going to the back.
Yeah, few cars are going to make it back there. Bree Harshberger in the 7. The 22 of Nate Sievert. Skylar Woods, along with Blake Johnson, also asked for an EOL. Going to move the pack around a bit. A lot of these guys are talking about weather. It's kind of dark out there today.
Clouds rolled in, took the sun away. That should keep the moisture in the track. May make it a little bit more difficult to see if we get very much dust, but you know what? That's dirt racing. It's old school. These guys are just going to have to suck it up. Buttercup, pace truck, accelerating away from the field. Green flag in the air, and we are underway. 25 laps on the board. I said 30, and I made a mistake there. It is 25 laps on the board in a big wad of cars out of 2.
Wide.
Wow, that didn't work out too good. I saw the 75 car up on the top. He's going to get back in. There's a big wreck right there.
It was the 41 of Ryan Fisher.
Yeah, how we're not getting a caution is beyond me. Those guys are on top of each other. There is sheet metal bent. There's got to be some wheels bent. Here we
Reese is
go.
on his side in turn 3, and he's going to get hit by Tony Itzkowski. There's going to be a pile up here at the back of the pack.
Yeah. So let's go back and see. You can see Brees right here in the middle. Got Budzine on the outside. Oh, Budzine hooked him and turned him into the outside fence right there.
Yeah.
Not quite enough room, and then he just gets beaten around kind of like a ping pong ball right there. Backs the car in up onto the fence, drives it back off. So I'm sure the driver in the 74 car not real happy with the driver of the 77 car right now. Might be a little driver race radio chatter going on, but we've got that all turned off so we can't hear it in here. Gonna wait for these guys to cycle through.
They are. I think there's some understanding going on, but Brandon Hull is going to take the blame there. I don't think he's actually taking the blame from the incident, but he's taking it as his computer has been acting up.
I think we're getting doubled up here, ready to go. Still 23 laps of racing. Lights are off on the pace truck. Schilling and Brunner. John Brunner on that front row. Schilling, great start. Green flag back in the air, and Schilling is just gone now. 8 car lengths going into 1 and 2. They are side by side, many rows deep back here. Duggar had to check the car up hard. Now 3 wide for the 3rd position with Duggar in the middle, Sobiek on the bottom, and Brunner on top. They are 3 wide behind that. Here comes Andy Gross on the inside of Budzine with Brent up on the top. And meanwhile, the 43 car Reed Rundle trying to figure out what's going to happen. And there's the chaos.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
They're going to pile up. Ooh, that's a bad one. That's going to definitely twist some metal.
Yeah, the chaos happens down in the corner. The end of the front stretch right here. The end of the back stretch, excuse me. I'm not even sure what started that, but Duggar ends up sideways. Randy Brunner's in it. Tony Brent John Brunner. Several cars in this. Not a whole lot of damage, but still a whole lot of contact. You can see the 99 of a hole bent up on the left rear corner, which doesn't happen very often.
Definitely, as these guys are starting to single file back out, and I think we will be going green this lap.
Going to be single file for the restart, probably, because that's 2 quick cautions in 4 laps, and they usually get these guys to settle down by putting a single file start in here. Nope, looks like we're going to go double file.
Oh.
See the 011 of Duggar all the way back up to the outside of the front row. That car none the worse for the wear, so he's outside row number 2 next to Nick Sobiek. We'll see what happens. Andy Gross, the big loser there. He lost about 4 spots on that shuffle.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is back out underway as JJ Schillings again has just jumped out to that front. Gross, I think, pulled into the pits. He's going to be exiting out. We are going to see them start to make their way around. That's going to be Brent going high. There's some contact there with Andy Gross. Sorry, that was not Gross in the pits. Don't know who that was. That's going to be a caution. And someone has been flipping the back stretch.
Blake Johnson's car having a problem back here. He's getting rolling away slow. Let's go back and take a look. I think he was part of it. I don't think he was the problem. A lot of oh yeah, he got turned around right there. Somebody else ends up upside down, a little further back. Was it Tony Ichkowski?
No, I think Ichkowski went for a flight on the front stretch.
He must have caught something else because that caution happened in behind him. So these guys getting a couple of laps in and then a quick caution and not a lot of racing. The guys at the front stand pretty square here. I mean, it's still Schilling, Hartzell, Sobiek, Duggar, Budsey, and Rundle. Looking for Andy Gross here. Andy Gross back behind Jim Butcher. Looks like, yeah, he's about 9th or 10th there, so.
There's definitely some anger and tempers from certain guys at that caution. I think they've all started to cool down as we will see them. I think they're going to double file back up for this restart.
All right, drivers getting ready. Go back to green. Still Schilling and Hartzell in the front row. Once again, great start for Schilling. Sobiek timed it up perfect. He may have second away from Hartzell. Hartzell going to get tapped on the back. That's going to start a chain reaction.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
A few guys involved there.
Andy Gross, one of those.
Yep.
22 car.
Yeah.
22 car did a little bit of a rollover. Let's go back. We'll watch going down the corner. We're looking at Andy Gross right here, right beside Jim Butcher. Big stack up after the 135 gets checked up. And then Gross got into Brent when he checked up. Now he just kind of ends up ping-ponging around a little bit. You see the 22 car there with a little bit of rollover action. And the 22 is Nate Sievert. He'll answer back on all fours. He's going to try to drive it away.
$75. James, that's not the 75. I'm not. See if I can find who that was. That's Brandon Hall. Brandon Hall just came through that entire incident really well. Seems as if Andy Gross's luck has just not come back this race. Single file restart for this restart.
And we will figure out where everybody's running at here in just a moment. Andy Gross right now, I'm showing scored 18th.
Yep, that's what I'm seeing as go back green. Schillings again with a great start. Everybody's going to try to keep it straight and narrow. There's little contacts here and there, but I think everybody kept it straight as they're going to head into 4. They will start lap 9.
Yeah, lap 9 on the track right now. About 8.5 of them. Ian already and Duggar now up the third around Hartzell. Budzine in 5th. Then Reed Rundle in 6th, and it's a little bit calmer inside the top 10 currently, as I'm sure Race Control had a word with the drivers, getting them calmed down. But J.J. Schilling just barely out in front of Sobiek. Sobiek running about a lane down, and he closes the gap mid-corner, but then he loses it all on exit as Schilling is finding some major runoff at the exit in both 2 and 4.
He is absolutely killing it as Dean Hartzell gets a little bit up into the wall. Or sorry, Drake Hartzell, not Dean Hartzell. As everybody is starting to keep it clean. I think they're all starting to relatively single file out now.
Everybody settling in just a little bit. Budzine got around into 4th, then Rundle got around Hartzell into 5th. So Hartzell now 6th, then Butcher, Fletcher, Harsbarger. That 7 car coming forward.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Once again. I don't know. Who was that for?
22 Nate Sievert, maybe?
All right, so we'll look at the 22 car. Right behind Ichkowski here. Oh, Ichkowski gets sideways, and then Sievert finishes him off. Tony Ichkowski got sideways, didn't leave Sievert much of a choice there.
Oh, yeah. There is some talking currently going on in the driver's chat. A lot of guys are having potential connection issues. Apparently a lot of guys are flashing left and right.
I haven't seen a whole lot of connection problems on the screen as of right now, but we're not able to watch every single car, so...
Yeah. I think there's at least 3 or 4 guys saying people are blink left and right, and those might actually just be issues with them, not...
Yeah, it could be a single individual. Schilling, Sobiek, Duggar, Budzine, Rundle, Hartzell, Butcher, Fletcher, Harshbarger, and Fisher.
Green.
As we restart right here, getting down to it, 12 to go that time. Keeping an eye on our top 3 right here. Schilling. All kinds of pressure from Sobiek. Duggar right in behind, and Duggar trying to run a little bit different line, see if we can shorten the track a little bit, catch these guys. But even though they're running, Ichkowski rolls it onto the track right in front of your leaders, and everybody skates right around that 10 machine. He is going to be in traffic for a long time to come, that 10 car is.
All right, man.
Caution. Without anything to do with the 10 car. Let's go back. We're watching him rolling the track right here. He's going to go through 3 and 4, and I noticed he stayed high. Kept that 10 machine up along the wall.
There were some.
Barely any contact. I don't know why that. Well, you know what? When he stopped right there, maybe. Brandon Hull looks like.
Fletcher is saying it was on him. Oh, Fletcher goes around on the back stretch.
All right, so let's go find the 75 car. Do a little rewind and see what happened to Mr. Fletcher here. Oh, he got the car loose right in front of Harshbarger and got it spun around. So, yeah, that was what was caused the caution, not Ichkowski driving off the top of the track in turn 1 heading back to the pits.
There was also definitely some numbers after that incident. I know Nick Sobiak and J.J. Schillings both said something that I cannot repeat on the broadcast. To the extent of telling him that, you can't do that, especially when the leaders are coming around, and I mean, you can't. It's not a good move in my opinion.
Well, most leagues, as we go back to green here, most leagues have a rule that you cannot re-enter the track under green flag conditions. You got to wait until there's a caution period. I don't know the exact set of rules that these guys run by here. I know the ones that our league uses, and we have to give you permission to get back on the track anywhere but under a caution. So Yeah, I can understand race control getting upset there. As we're getting down to it now. 7 to go this time by it. Still Schilling, Sobiek, Duggar, Budzine, and Rundle, your top 5. We're watching back here. Gary Budzine, Reed Rundle, and Cole Duggar. Got Drake Hartzell in there in the 6th spot. All those guys kind of on the screen right now. Schilling starting to keep the gap pretty even between he and Sobiek as we are down to 6 to go. This thing winding up quickly.
It is there. I'll keep it relatively straight. Budzine gets a little loose off corner. Exit out of 2. He's going to keep it straight. So there, I'll run into the wall. There's Duggar into the wall. Hartzell as well down in 6th place. Gets into it. He's going to be brought down by Brennan Harschenbarger as I think this top 2, Schillings and Sobiak, both of them sending it in really hard, and both of them pretty much synchronously hitting the wall. Here goes Sobiak. He is going to be on the inside of Schilling here out of 2. He's going to keep it straight. He's going to Schilling, like you said earlier, gets better exits. He's going to keep it straight, but there are 3 traffic, and we're going to start hitting traffic pretty soon. 3 cars will definitely spice things up as they have 3 to go.
Yeah, getting into lap traffic with the last couple of laps. There's the problem right there. That's going to cause a caution. Is Schilling. Lucky he didn't get collected in that car of John Brunner.
Yep, I think so.
Yeah, Brunner was racing with Sievert. Now he gets in the corner and he just absolutely loses the car right there. And Schilling just lucky that he got in there where he did. It's all sheet metal and nothing solid. So no serious damage to the one car. But a green-white checker finish to this one. And Schilling definitely caught a break right there because Sobiak saw that coming. He was going to miss the whole thing.
I think Sobiak kind of saw that traffic coming a little earlier than Brees did, which is why he started to dive for that side-by-side with Schillings through 1 and 2. Like you said, this is going to be a green-white checker to finish. This is going to be a good one. I know last time here at Cedar Lake, 4 weeks, actually wait, 5 or 6 weeks
about
ago.
5 weeks.
Sure.
This is round 6, I think. So about 5 weeks ago when we were here.
Yes, there was a chaotic finish with, I think it was Duggar and Sobiak, I want to say, getting into each other at the line. Wonder if there's going to be anything like that again.
Well, those two nose to tail right here getting ready to go back to green with a green-white checker on the docket this time. Good start for Schilling. Sobiak got a pretty decent one. Duggar got a good one. Gary Budzine still hanging on to 4th, and then Reed Rundle and Drake Hartzell, your top 6. But we're going down the backstretch into 3 and 4. If we can get to the start-finish line, get the white flag, the next flag will end it. And Schilling does just that. He's got a pretty good gap now in front of Sobiak. Sobiak pretty healthy out in front of Duggar. Looks like that's going to be our top 3. Les Sobiak sends the mail right here. Couldn't get it done. J.J. Schilling wins the feature tonight. Pro Late Model Series. The Dirt Discount Shoptails.com. Hales Corner Speedway drivers. Fantastic run at the end there. Schilling led the whole thing. Sobiak put some pressure on. We'll try to get these guys in here, give them a chat. Let JJ get pulled up there where he needs to be.
That was a great finish on their end, and definitely a good race.
I think I'm going to get frustrated with these guys wanting to drive and stick themselves into the picture. That kind of is irritating.
Yeah, I will definitely say something about that if you need.
Because guys are getting out of the car too soon because guys don't want to get out of the way for them. So
yeah,
we'll chat with the drivers here. Makes it difficult for us here in the broadcast booth. All right, let's get our top 3. Let's find Cole Duggar. Let's find Nick Sobiak. And I can always find Mr. Schilling. All right, let's get Cole Duggar in here. Cole Duggar, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man, great run for you tonight. A little bit of hard work there. I could tell you guys having a little bit of a challenge. You come home 3rd tonight. Tell us about this feature race.
Yeah, track slicked off pretty early. Looked like pretty much a top-line run for the most part there. You kind of run a slider in 3 and 4, but if you got a car up there, you can't really do too much. So, yeah, just kind of running the high line, doing what you could do, picking anybody off that manages to try the bottom, and that's about how I got up to where I was at.
Yeah, it looked like some guys struggling with different parts of the track. Where was it the toughest to keep the car straight?
Definitely coming off a 2 onto the backstretch. It gets pretty thin line right there, especially up against the wall. You got that left rear tire just spinning in the slick. It kind of wants to point your nose to the outside wall, and then getting into 3, you really got to back the corner up, not to get the rear end into the wall. It kind of shoots out there. So, yeah, backstretch and going into 3 was really tough tonight.
Well, a great run. You come home on the podium. I'm sure you got a few shout-outs before you get ready for the street stock race.
Absolutely. Got to thank Team Outlaw Motorsports, Ultimate Dirt TV, Beard 2 Beard Oil, LSR TV, and Brent Spates. Those guys helped me out a lot. Special thanks to Jesse, William. Thanks for Sean to watching. And, yep, thanks for the broadcast, guys. And see you on the street stock race.
All right. Good luck out there. Cole Duggar, your second place finisher. Let's get Nick Sobiak in here, and we'll have Zach talk to Nick.
Our second place driver of the night, Nick Sobiak. Bring him in. Nick, you got us?
Yes, sir.
Well, that was definitely a way to end it. Tell us about that feature race for you.
Oh, we were doing good. Running the top side, got caught up in some lap traffic, some issues. I could have had Jason if I threw the slider, but, it's a 1-2, me and Jason. Cole was right there. Yeah, it was really good racing.
Talking about that traffic, that last caution, what'd you see from your end? Were you... Bet you could probably get a little excited there when you saw Schillings kind of go into him.
Yeah, and then the caution came out, so there's nothing I could do. We cleared whoever that was, and, luckily we made it through. We had a good race till the end.
Definitely. Well, you bring it home in second place. Who you got on the car this week?
We got VLR Chassis, my mom, my dad, Franklin Motorsports, RLV, Performance, and, yeah, everyone in the Discord. Shout out to Jason Schilling, Cole Duggar for a hell of a race.
Awesome. Well, we will let you go sell up that second place. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
All right, our second place finisher, Nick Sobiak. Let's get on to tonight's feature winner. Get JJ Schilling in here. JJ, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, great run tonight, man. You led this thing from the beginning. Tell us about that feature and how difficult them first few laps were to survive.
I got pretty scared with the cautions for sure, but I knew Nick and them weren't gonna destroy my car.
Yeah, a lot of tough racing, and Sobiak got close several times there. Showed you the nose a little bit. Any pressure felt during the middle part of the race?
Oh no! If he was gonna throw the slider, I was gonna cross him over. It's like last season with the big blocks. We were gonna have a fun race for sure.
Well, an awesome run. You're going to pick up the win tonight. Who do you got to thank on the car for the fast hot rod?
Brandon Hall, Performance, J&A Auto Trim, LeMay Motorsports, Roscoff RV, and my dog for not hitting me while I'm racing. That's a big plus.
And Nick Sobiak.
Oh, and Nick Sobiak for sure.
I think I moved the wrong guy. I thought I had Zach in here.
Guy,
Nick's sitting in here hearing the whole interview, waiting for you to dish on him, and you didn't even really do it, man.
No, I don't dish on Nick.
Got to.
Well, we were going to try real hard to see if we could get you to do it, buddy.
No, I need to start going on vacation more. I'll start winning more, I think.
There you go. Come back. Take a week off. Come back and win a race. I don't know how that will work out in the points, but, hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Points don't matter much. I'm just here to try to win now.
Well, a great run, man. Congratulations on the win. We'll look forward to seeing you back on the podium in the street stocks, buddy.
Yep, see you guys in a bit.
All right, Jason Schilling wins tonight's Pro Late Model race here for the Hales Corners Speedway Sim Series. Let's look at the final results. It's going to be Schilling, Sobiak 1-2, then Duggar in third, Rundle in fourth. Gary Budzine was fifth. Brady Harshberger started in the back and really made a great run. Newcomer to the series, that guy. Once he gets past his probationary period, better watch out for the 7 car. Tony Brandt in 7th, Jim Butcher 8th, Jason Enoch was 9th, Drake Hartzell in the 10th spot. Andy Rose comes home 11th. Peter Reese was 12th, James Fletcher 13th, Dean Burnt was 14th, 15th to Randy Brunner, Ryan Fisher in 16th, Nate Seaver 17th, John Brunner was 18th, Blake Johnson was 19th, 20th to Brandon Hall, Tony Itzkowski in 21st, and Skylar Woods rounded out the field. So, Prolate's in the book, getting ready to go over and put the street stocks out here. Good race for these guys once they got it going.
Definitely saw a lot of great things. Of course, we had comebacks, like you said. Hartzenberger from pretty much last place to, I think, 5th where he finished, if I'm correct. Definitely going to be someone to watch out for, like you said, when he gets his probation over. For me, that means someone else that's going to try to beat me, which I'm not excited about, but you can only do so much. But I definitely think this was one of the better races, had a lot of good hard racing, had some spectacular crashes, and I think all in all, this is probably one of the best races of this season so far.
Yeah, guys ready to go for the street stocks. Oops. And that's going to be kicking off in just a few minutes. But that'll do it for us here. Have fun down there in the street stocks. Hopefully you can get on the podium. We can talk to you later.
Hopefully that's the goal.
All right, Zach Krieger joining us. That'll wrap it up for show number 1, guys. Appreciate everybody being here. Don't forget, about 15 minutes, we'll be right back with the street stock portion of the Hills Corners Speedway Sims Racing Series. Guys, right back here at Cedar Lake. Tune back in for that. I'm going to shut everything down, do some resets, get things moving around here. Come back to you live with those guys. So we appreciate it. Dominic Santino about to go live here in just a moment with the final show of the night for the NDRA Bristol Nationals over there. So tune in for one or the other. And then tomorrow night we'll wrap up those Bristol Nationals right here. 8 o'clock Eastern and about 10 o'clock Eastern with